Have you ever wondered why some people seem unstoppable while others can't break free from a vicious cycle? Why do some people wake up every morning eager to face the world while you are still struggling to get out of bed? You were lied to. All those inspirational quotes about working harder and waking up earlier, they are missing something crucial, which no one mentions. Willpower is not the foundation of discipline. It is not about forcing yourself to work when all you want to do is rest. No, it is much deeper than that. Discipline equals struggle, and if you don't understand how to wage this battle, you'll always lose. But here's what they don't tell you. Winning is not a product of luck. It's derived from strategy. Learning to control your thoughts in the same manner a general directs an army. You can't be free without discipline. You are stranded. Chaos, indecision, and self-sabotage have kept me stuck. So today, I'll show you how to take charge of your entire life, not just your habits. This is not a theory. These are not hollow promises. By the end of this course, you'll have the tools you need to cultivate true, unbreakable discipline. Are you ready to enter the arena? Niccolò Machiavelli, one of history's most misunderstood minds, understood this better than others. While many people talk about being positive or believing in oneself, Machiavelli observed human nature through the surgical lens of someone who understands that the world does not reward the well-intentioned. It rewards those who maintain discipline. It applauds those who can keep control even while under duress or in the midst of chaos. Machiavelli saw discipline as neither a moral option nor a beautiful ideal. It was about survival. Without discipline, both the king and the peasant were doomed. Now comes the most horrible portion. When you fail to manage yourself, you give up control of your future to someone else, another power, or any force stronger than your feeble will. Life, like the throne, is never empty. Either you maintain your position with complete authority, or you will be governed. If you think discipline is getting up early solely on days when you're motivated, think again. If you believe that simply wishing is enough to remain firm, think again. This video is intended for individuals seeking basic advice. This film is for persons who are willing to face the difficult process of shaping themselves in the same way as a craftsman creates a blade. True discipline necessitates ongoing awareness, strategic planning, and strong self-control. It instructs you to construct an internal fortress in which luck has no influence and chaos has no access points. Today, you'll discover why Machiavelli saw discipline as a state secret, a non-negotiable underpinning for leadership. And if you have the bravery to put everything you've learned here into action, you'll never be the same. Machiavelli did not write to satisfy the fools. He wrote to prepare strategists for the harsh realities of power. When considering discipline through a Machiavellian perspective, we must abandon any infantile concept of willpower based on motivations. Machiavelli described discipline as structure. It's called strategy. It is about survival. Without it, even the most promising men become prey to circumstances beyond their control. Machiavelli writes in the chapter, "For just as the excellent order of the militias is the source of good order in the states, discipline is what enables a city or an army to overcome adversity." He emphasizes that without discipline, cities, armies, and individuals cannot endure. External order, a state's stability, and a government's strength all reflect internal order. People who are slaves to their impulses can never achieve long-term success. There is no real authority for individuals who cannot control themselves. Much of what Ellie witnessed with such clarity still terrifies me. Discipline is not a substitute for moments of peace. It's a permanent piece of armor. For him, discipline is the ingredient that keeps a ruler on course when tempted to act out of wrath, fear, or vanity. It is the ability to maintain strategy in the face of pressure to act quickly. Machiavelli famously stated that an undisciplined king is more dangerous to himself than any external enemy, because his demise will be caused by more than just rivals. It will stem from the internal flaws he refuses to address, acting without thought, moving without preparation, and reacting without consideration. These are the surefire ways to fail. As a result, discipline should not be applied whenever it is convenient. It must be practiced as a severe habit, much as a wall must be maintained on a regular basis to avoid disintegration. Machiavelli saw humanity as innately vulnerable to the corruption of desire, pride, and fear. To fight the force of self-destruction, one must be continuously alert toward oneself, and don't presume it only applies to rulers. Everyone who wants to be in control of their fate must perform the same mental discipline. If you lose control of your thoughts, events, emotions, and other forces will take over. Machiavelli argues that those ruled by others are already politically dead. They haven't yet fallen. But Machiavelli's thinking goes deeper. He compares the human spirit to a battlefield where discipline is the sole difference between success and annihilation. The following section will examine this metaphor of internal conflict and how it must be fought with the discipline of a genuine leader. Consider an army marching to war with no training, plan, or obedience to orders. What do you see? A stated slaughter results in an unavoidable bloodshed. Soldiers who are unable to overcome fright cannot be saved through spontaneous bravery, who cannot tolerate exhaustion and cannot regulate their own instincts in the face of terror. Machiavelli felt that mercenary armies and unstable kingdoms were doomed because they lacked true discipline. In his lectures on the first decade of Libby, Machiavelli says, "The orders of a wise captain are not obeyed by undisciplined soldiers." This statement is not merely a military observation. It is a profound psychological principle. If your mind functions like an undisciplined army, no conscious command you issue will be effective. You can make resolutions, set goals, and promise to change. However, if your ideas, emotions, and instincts are not programmed to conform, they will run at the earliest opportunity. You will find yourself questioning your own actions and going against your own ambitions. Machiavelli believed that military discipline was at the heart of victory, allowing the few to vanquish the many and the weak to outperform the powerful. A small but disciplined army was considerably superior to an unruly multitude. The same applies to your internal world. A few well-trained thoughts are more powerful than 1,000 conflicting desires. Real power is evaluated by your capacity to master ideas rather than the amount of them. Now reflect with brutal honesty. How many times have you failed? It's not a lack of talent, but a lack of control. How many promises have you violated to yourself? Not due of a lack of competence, but because tiredness, anxiety, or doubt took over. When you abandon mental discipline, you lose the war of life, just as a foolish commander loses battles before they start. Military discipline entails waking up each day with the same determination, no matter how you feel. It is adhering to your strategies, not your fleeting emotions. It works even when the body hurts and the spirit falters, because only those who persevere in the face of hardship can claim success. Machiavelli saw that battles are won not through physical force, but with unshakable order, constant attention, and preparedness for the unexpected. The same applies to your thoughts. The modern world loves emotions and despises discipline. That is exactly why so many people live in defeat, always searching for someone else to blame. But now you understand that if you want to manage your life, you must command your own inner army. Teach your mind the way Machiavelli would teach his troops, without pity, excuses, or compromise. Because on the battlefield of life, discipline is a slow death sentence. Examine your life with severe honesty. How many times have you waited for the problem to resolve itself? How often have you used the excuse that the timing wasn't right? Machiavelli's fortune is surprising, but not irreversible. Those who depend only on it are doomed. Those who promote virtue succeed. But how do you put this idea into practice? How can one stop being a passive recipient of chance and start actively shaping one's own destiny? This is exactly what we will reveal in the following part. The major current fallacy about discipline and why most people fail miserably when trying to achieve it. Today, the term discipline has been hijacked. It has been converted into a shelf product adorned with self-help platitudes and advertised as an easy procedure. They argue that self-discipline entails forming automatic habits. It is about using apps, planners, and colorful spreadsheets to win humanity's oldest war, self-mastery, using phone reminders and inspiring slogans. This current attitude is a disgusting sham. If Machiavelli was still living today, he would laugh at such naivete. He recognized that true discipline is uncomfortable. It is not easy. It cannot be installed in your life in the same way that software can. Discipline is painful. It's a declaration of war on your inner weaknesses, sloth, and cowardice. You fail because you were trained to look for shortcuts. You've been told that if you develop the right habit, everything in your life would fall into place. However, true discipline does not stem from comfort. It results from a confrontation. It is not about waking up inspired to perform. It entails acting even when your body begs for rest and your mind tries to negotiate surrender. Machiavelli demonstrated that people who wait for an ideal environment are already defeated. Preparation must occur during a tranquil period rather than after the storm has arrived. Discipline must be cultivated on dull days, in quiet moments, and in the invisible battles we fight away from the world's sight. True strength emerges in the unseen. However, in the modern perspective, failure is seen as inevitable and part of the process. You are taught to forgive yourself excessively in order to reward yourself for every minor victory, as if life were a self-esteem contest rather than a question of actual survival. And while you numb yourself with excuses, your potential decays within you. Modern discipline is emotional. It all depends on your mood, motivation, and environment. Machiavelli describes a structured discipline. It does not take into account mood. It disliked motivation. It establishes itself as a stone-walled mental castle rather than an emotional one. Those who wait until they feel ready or the stars align perfectly before acting are like animals being led to slaughter, waiting for someone to decide their fate. If you want to develop the discipline that shapes civilizations, you must do something most people never do. Abandon the desire to be comfortable. Recognize that pain is a part of it. Accept hardness as a vital part of the forging process. Transform your thoughts into a training environment in which flaws are not tolerated but erased. And if you understand the significance of what we've covered so far, you're ready for the next step. Using Machiavelli's ideals, you can establish a ruthless and strategic routine, a routine that will strengthen your discipline. That is what we shall cover in the next section. It's time to abandon worthless theories. If you want to win, you must turn discipline into a rigorous daily practice. It is not enough to acknowledge the importance of discipline as a concept. You must create a structure that will not allow your sloth, fear, or doubt to thrive. Machiavelli said that the prudent prince predicts tragedies. He builds fortifications before he needs them. You should do the same for your intelligence. Prepare your internal war strategy before the battle starts. If you wake up every day and wait to see how you feel before acting, you've already lost. Your success or failure will be determined in the early hours of the morning, long before the rest of the world is aware you are playing. This is the procedure. 1. Pay constant attention. Daily self-observation. Every day without fail, you must review your own ideas and behaviors in the same way that a general does before conflict. Ask yourself, where am I leaving gaps? At what point do my emotions take over? Be mindful if you let a little habit of laziness, an innocent excuse, or a foolish diversion to take hold. These are the gaps via which failure can invade your stronghold. Imagine your mind as a castle. Each act of laziness removes one stone off the wall. Every procrastination is a slingshot, aimed at your own barriers. Constant vigilance means acting like a commander, inspecting his defenses daily, correcting flaws as soon as feasible, and punishing any hint of degradation harshly. 2 unique approach processes. Avoid the need for decisions. You must face a tough reality. If given the opportunity, your brain will always choose the path of least resistance. Every decision requires energy. Every doubt saps willpower. Machiavelli held that in times of uncertainty, those who hesitated died. Building discipline begins with making as few everyday decisions as feasible. Rigid routines are not prisons. They represent complete freedom. You must set and adhere to wake up, work, study, and training times, just as a soldier would on the battlefield. A practical example. What happens if you postpone training after a long day at work? You will not train. Your brain will sabotage you. If you make training a non-negotiable commitment and integrate it into your daily routine as part of your identity, there will be no room for internal negotiation. There are serious penalties for failure. In the real world, your decisions have consequences. In battle, mistakes are not an afterthought. It signifies the separation of life and death. You must determine consequences for your own actions. If you don't stay to your routines, there must be an immediate, tangible, and unpleasant consequence for your mind to understand that failing is not an option. A practical example, make a public pledge. If you don't follow to your timetable, you'll have to donate money to a cause you despise. You must tell your friends that you have failed. You must carry the weight of humiliation and loss. More significantly, you must know that discipline is about avoiding calamity, not just rewards. The concept will be enhanced through comparison. Think of a soldier in training. He isn't afraid to run 5 kilometers in the rain since he is motivated. He runs because there is a line of command, and he understands that failure results in punishment, shame, and expulsion. Your mind must function in the same manner. It obeys because it is right, not because it is convenient. This is a fact that few accept. True discipline requires putting chains around yourself before life binds you. It is turning harshness into a daily occurrence. It is waking up every day without feeling sorry for yourself and marching toward your goal with the cold determination of a ruthless commander. Now that you've identified what you need to do, a more serious question arises. Why, even knowing all of this, do so many individuals continue to wreck their lives? This silent sabotage, this struggle against oneself, will be revealed and defeated in the following part. If what you're hearing speaks to you, and you've made it this far, you should know one thing: knowledge without action is cowardice. Many individuals will hear these words, feel the terrible reality within them, and then go back to their lives of excuses, procrastination, and self-sabotage. They will resort to becoming slaves to their own ambitions, searching for crumbs of luck while cursing fate. However, only a few will make the decision that transforms ordinary men into masters of their own fate. The decision to stop being governed and take control. The decision to establish true discipline, not as an adornment for happy days, but as an indestructible mechanism that will last your entire life. Machiavelli showed us that running a state without discipline is an invitation to chaos and collapse. You can see now that directing your life without discipline is exactly the same. Your mind is your territory. Your habits are your troops. Your decisions are war tactics. You will either be a prisoner or a prince. There is no middle ground. There never was. Maybe you think you still have time. You can start tomorrow, next week, or whenever things improve. However, Machiavelli cautioned us that the prince who waits for the right moment to act will be destroyed by the first tide of disaster. It is now. While you have the strength, you can still build the walls of your inner stronghold. Discipline yourself not for pleasure, acceptability, or aesthetics. Discipline yourself because it is necessary for your life, freedom, and greatness. And now I'd like to hear from you. In the comments, write, "I choose to be my own prince." Write this as a public commitment. Allow this to be recorded as the first conscious act of discipline on your new journey. It is not for me, but for you. So you remember that the first step toward mastering the world is to master yourself. Most essential, do not stop here. Continue your metamorphoses. The video below is crucial for further strengthening your mind so that every decision you make from now on is a solid step toward complete mastery of yourself. Observe, reflect, and evolve. You've only just started to forge yourself.